Nothing feels better than a freshly written to-do list. When you look down and see that list of what you want to get done today, it seems like anything is possible. And if you're like me, you're probably in the habit of putting a few quick and easy items at the top of your list to start the day off right. Or maybe you include an errand you've already done as a little gift to yourself. After knocking off a few of the easy tasks, you might take a Facebook break or get a cup of coffee. And when you get back to your desk, there's probably a half dozen emails that need responses. So as a result, by the time you leave the office, you haven't gotten to any of the important things at the bottom of your to-do list. Tomorrow, you tell yourself, that's when you'll get the big tasks done. But then, the next day, you jot a few simple things at the top of the list again, and you know where this goes. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. This is how I used to write to-do lists. Until that is, I started studying how productivity works for my new book, Smarter, Faster, Better. As I talked to psychologists, neurologists, and successful companies, I learned there's a better way to write to-do lists. For a to-do list to be really effective, it has to do two things. First, it has to push us to do our most important work. And second, it has to tell us exactly how to get that work done. So how did the best to-do list accomplish that? By containing two distinct elements. First, there's a stretch goal, a big ambition that at the end of the day is our most important objective. And then underneath, there are SMART goals, which take that big stretch ambition and break it into tasks that are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and have a timeline. For instance, when I was writing my book, one of my stretch goals was to find the perfect anecdote to explain the science of goal setting. So that's what I wrote at the top of my sheet. Find a great anecdote to illustrate how the most productive people set goals. Then underneath, I scribbled out my SMART list. Find psychologists who have studied goal setting by reviewing academic papers. Call 4 experts by lunch. I'll need to clear my morning schedule so I can focus on this. And to clear my morning schedule, I'll need to stay off email from 9 o'clock to 11:30. If I follow this plan each morning, by Thursday I'll have contacted a ton of experts. Then on Friday, I'll send a summary of what I've found to my editor. This is one of the actual to-do lists I use while writing Smarter, Faster, Better. It only took me about 3 minutes to jot all that down one Sunday night. But when I sat at my desk the next morning, it made getting started so much easier. I didn't waste time trying to figure out what to do next. I knew how to analyze potential distractions. Should I answer a call from an expert? Yeah, that corresponds to my stretch goal. Should I attend an unplanned meeting? Nah, it doesn't fit in. And best of all, when I got something done, it didn't spark a craving to take a break or fall into a Facebook time warp. Instead, I was always reminded of my grander ambition, that this was just one step along a bigger path. The best to-do lists, in other words, are the ones that remind us what to do next, rather than simply make us feel good because we finished a task. If you want to create a more effective to-do list, try putting your big ambition at the top of the page, where your easy tasks used to live. Then underneath, write out a plan. You'll find that real productivity comes from working smarter, not harder. Learn more about productivity in Smarter, Faster, Better